and there's a lot to cover because we've not been able to be on air for a couple of days now. But we are fully back as usual, and as we continue to speak the truth to power. Orúkọ mi ni Olayomi Koiki. Many of you know me as Koikimedia, one of the campaigners for the self-determination. Self-determination is a right and literally inalienable right. While we are prepping and preparing the rest of the platform as quickly as we can, I say good morning and I hope gbogbo ibi tí olúkálùkù wa wà kí ọba Elédùmarè kó fi ìṣọ́ àti ààbò ẹ̀ lé wa lórí. Mo kí gbogbo wa o. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ àwọn ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo wa tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa àti ẹ̀yin tí ẹ máa padà wo broadcast wa débi tí a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lecture wa from the week, as there's a lot to cover due to the fact that I've not been able to cover a lot. The lecturer was away and the lecturer is back now to educate and do what we do best on this platform. Please share the program, invite as many of your friends. The program will be in English, Yoruba, and all other language that we speak. Mo kí ọba Elédùmarè, mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo àwa Mùsùlùmí pé a kú òǹgbẹ, mo kí àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè. Mo kí bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, mo kí bàbá wa tí wọ́n tọ́ wa sọ́nà nípa ìrìn àjò àti ìdí pàtàkì tí ìran Yorùbá fi tètè kúrò nínú Nigeria. Nigeria, as a lot of us have said so many times, is a country that is full of different reasons why the Yoruba people needs to exit now. Nigeria is dragging us backwards, and if we are not careful, we are likely to sink with Nigeria. And since most of us do not want to sink with Nigeria, that is the reason why we are doing this. I have literally about just an hour for the first lecture in the morning. There will be a lot of series of different lectures throughout the day. We are currently on the farm project. If you're watching one of my other media from the Koikimedia team, Tí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ nínú oko, we encourage many Yoruba people to return back to farm, even if it's in a small scale, very, very small scale, you can do it. Don't wait until Tí ebi máa pa gbogbo wa. So let us go back to farm and do the little that we can do when it comes to farming. That is the only way we can literally survive this particular test of time. We are going through a very, very difficult time, and food is one of the reasons why many of us might probably die due to the time that we are not meant to die. We played an audio yesterday. I'm going to be recapping that audio. We're going to start with that audio. Torí àǹfààní pé kí ó lè jáde nínú broadcast in the beginning of the conversation. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ní kò sí nǹkankan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé nítorí pé kò tí kàn wọ́n. À ń bẹ Elédùmarè pé kó má kàn wá náà ni, torí ẹni tí láburú bá ti kàn ó ṣeé ṣe pé ó lè lọ kan ìkànnú àwa náà tí à ń bẹ ní ìta. many of us might not know, but ẹni tó bá kàn ló máa lè sọ. Last week, yes, week tí a lò tán yìí, I received a call here in London. Many of you that follow platform were back to back. You would see that we posted a particular image of Babawa kan Kobere Dumare ki Ojekori Itusile, because from what I've been told, as at last week, Babawa Yeshiwa ninu ìhámọ́ àwọn Fúlàní tí wọ́n jí wọn gbé. But apparently, I received a voice note through a friend of mine in London, and eventually we put it together on a video, so that because sometimes táwọn audio yẹn bá wá bẹ́yẹn, the reason that ṣe ń convert sí video ni pé ká lè repost sí àwọn platforms tó kù. That is what the team were doing as at last week. Nígbà tí call yẹn wá, I was told to pull down that particular video. Ìdí tó dẹ̀ ṣe ní kí n gbé wálẹ̀ ni pé ìyẹn family bàbá wa tí wọ́n jí gbé, táwọn Fúlàní jí gbé, ẹni tó pè mí London ló wà. It was a UK line, and we spoke for about a few minutes before we ended the call. Wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé mi pé bàbá wa yẹn ṣì wà nínú ìhámọ́, so for his own safety, pé ká jọ ká bá wọn pull down video yẹn. You might say that there's nothing happening in Nigeria. I am not here to argue with you, but it is not just about Fulani tó wà nínú igbó ni a ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nigeria. Yes, I mean it's also one of the reasons, but the reason tá ṣe náà fẹ́ kúrò, we have stated it and we will continue to state it. It is because we have been moved from who we are based on our true identity. Identity tan lo nisin is not our true identity, and kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ lè ṣe when you are running on a fraudulent identity. It will backfire. That is the reason why today ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa tá bá apply fún visa, wọ́n lè sọ pé àwọn ò fún wa nítorí pé Nigeria is having a big problem with us pẹ̀lú identity wa. So when we end up saying that a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nigeria, it is not because we have issue with the current or even the past administration. We might not agree with their views. We might not agree with what they are doing, especially because we know that these individuals are probably not going to do what we want. But ìdí táwa ṣe náà fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nigeria is because Nigeria could represent wa, and it is not going to represent us, even if we stay in Nigeria for the next, I mean, I pray that we all live long life. But in Nigeria, you're not likely to live a long life because according to the World Health Organization, you are likely to live just less than 52 years old. And you can argue with yourself on that. Many of us in Nigeria knows that healthcare is not available. So many of us are also having a lot of different illness in this country. But the reason why we are surviving it is because we have a robust healthcare system that is being paid for through the tax system and the way the government operates with the NHS. If the same thing was in Nigeria, your lifespan will probably be about almost 80 years old. So you will probably be hearing that in your kokoku is because only kidney problem. Look, we have family friends, we have colleagues, and I'm not joking that I have the same kidney problem. Kódà inú ilé ni wọ́n set up machine yẹn sí láti máa fi ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó need láti fi lè survive, because àìtí rí donor fún ẹni yẹn, and I'm talking about somebody close to me now. Inú ilé ni wọ́n gbé machine yẹn sí. Only God knows how much that is costing the UK government. These are the reasons why we are saying that Nigeria would have been able to do such, but because of this foundation of Nigeria, it is proving, and it will continue to prove difficult to have the same system in almost every part of Nigeria. I am not talking about kí àwọn kan ní access, káwọn kan má ní access. I am just a basic I'll probably say I'm a middle class in UK. I don't have that luxury of cash, with me. But what I do have is the luxury of the access to basic things of life, from water, from proper education system for my children, which they're getting ready, and they will be out of this house maximum within the next an hour, because they have to be in school before a particular time period, which is also replicated to those that live in England, Wales, and Scotland. I live in England. There is United Kingdom, but nínú United Kingdom, there's also many other different regions. Just like we had it when we got the negotiation here in Lancaster House. We have a kúrò nínú Nigeria. I fẹ́ dá dúró when táwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ Zik àti Tafawa Balewa and the rest of those tí wọ́n negotiate. Into negotiating here would have been a preferable option if it was not destroyed, either through whatever or whoever destroyed. But we know that kò sí nǹkan tẹ́nì kankan ṣe ní Africa tí kò ní ọwọ́ àwọn òyìnbó nínú. So if you're one of those say that, well, we had a good, system tí àwọn ọmọ Igbo dàrú. Well, the question is there an agenda tí àwọn ọmọ Igbo fi dàrú? And I'm just giving an analogy now, because even up to today, ọwọ́ òyìnbó wà nínú gbogbo tó jẹ́ kí màdàrú wà ní Africa. So kò sí bí a ṣe lè sọ pé wọ́n bà regional government jẹ́. Èmi máa sọ pé ọwọ́ òyìnbó wà níbẹ̀, because òyìnbó mọ̀ pé tí a bá ní a stable regional government, just like they have it in Wales. Wales population is just under 6 million. Nínú Wales, which I will be doing a lot of broadcasts about it within the next couple of days, they have their own language. Tó bá sọ òyìnbó lọ, wá sọ èdè tí wọ́n tó ń pè ní Welsh. Àwọn Scotland tí Mayegun General, gbogbo alamu Mayegun General, my very good brother working very hard. Mayegun wà ní Scotland. They have their own system of government up to education, healthcare, and other basic things of life. The same thing is in England. I am not talking about Peckham. I'm talking about the picture that we are in is England. So ẹni tó bá náà wà ní Peckham, England ló wà. Ẹni tó bá wà ní London, England ló wà. Ẹni tó bá wà ní outside London, no, England ni wọ́n ṣì wà. But depending on tó bá ti dé Scotland ni wọ́n ti kúrò ní region tó ń pè ní England. But tó bá ṣì wà nínú within the perimeter of England, gbogbo tó bá ń ṣe ní England, government in England ló ń control how you live based on the boroughs, which are the local government replicate in Nigeria today. There is no local government in Nigeria. That local government that you think is there does not represent you. It is based on the foundation. That foundation means that you will not have a proper life, even though you are working hard to have such a life. These means that Nigeria is just ungovernable for me. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, kò represent me more from the grassroots, which is the local government. We can continue to blame our governors for 23 years. Nígbà tá padà sí democracy in 1999. Yes, we have the right to blame them because ọwọ́ wọn ni wọ́n kó nǹkan tó yẹ kó fi tọ́jú ìlú tó máa affect life wa. But because there is a structure, that structure yẹn kò lè jẹ́ kí àwọn governors wa lè perform responsibility wọn as what they call care of duty or duty of care. So rather than now saying we come on the social media and we are seeking support for somebody that have kidney problem, we don't need to come on the social media if our governors have done the right thing with the little resources that is coming on behalf of the state. Whether it is enough or not is not the issue, but the little to fún for 23 years what diverted for their own personal gain. And that is why you go to any local government today, you realize that the functionality of that local government is not there. And that means that if we continue to be in denial that odigba tá bá fi governor kan síbẹ̀ nítorí pé ó wá láti community wa, are you saying that governor yẹ kàn máa represent community ẹnìkan? Because we know that there are some governors that decided not to fix other community, and there's a track record. We can go on and on, but there's no time for that. These governors were craftily able to do a particular community, but nítorí pé community kan kò agree pẹ̀lú wọn or wọ́n dìbò fún wọn, they refuse to fix those community títí tó fi parí tenure wọn, whether it is 4 years or 8 years. That is no longer governance. I live in UK. An election is coming very, very soon. Just like election is coming in America, an election is coming in some countries around the world this year as well. The question is, does it mean that because mo dìbò fún conservative, that means gbogbo tó bá máa ṣe ó gbọ́dọ̀ affect èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ń gbé ní UK, just because I did not vote for them? Oh, okay, I didn't realize that we were live there. All right, that's fine. So gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ń gbé ní inú UK, that is not longer a governance. Ìyẹn ti di ọ̀tẹ̀. That means that they are operating a system that does not work for me as a true indigenous Yoruba man. Again, some of you might argue that the reason why we've not seen development is because our governors they've used the resources that is meant for us for their own selfish interest. Yes, that also is valid. And the reason why it's valid is because the 1999 Constitution protects these governments or these governors and their deputies. So they've become very powerful. They've become who they want to without listening to the cries of the people. So I want our Ọmọ Yorùbá Latin understanding, but we are not fighting our representatives. We love them, we appreciate them, but they are not representing us for who we are. And the reason why Tiwa represent us is because the foundation Tiwa prepare Nigeria has failed. Tó bá jẹ́ pé inú regional government lawa, we would be dealing with our representative. Amama recall one, just like we do here in UK. We recall them, we put them out. If my member of parliament does not do what we want, we as the constituencies, àwa tá wà nínú constituency tí ó ti jáde yẹn, a ní right láti sọ pé a ṣe mọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Even mo lè jáde as an independent candidate in this country, and we've seen that in many other parts of England as well. So for you that believe in one Nigeria, which is your right, when are you truly going to see a good governance? At what point? Nígbà wo ni good governance máa dọ́dọ̀ ẹ? Or are you just one of those that wake up on a daily basis with the hope, which I love when we talk about hope. I also want hope, either through prayer, either through miracle. I love miracles. Kódà mo like àwọn white garment because àwọn máa ń sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ just like bí Ifá náà ṣe ń sọ. I think Muslims are also trying to do the same thing now, but we love miracles. Bí Elédùmarè ṣe bó ṣe dá wa nìyẹn. There's nothing wrong in believing miracles. It's just that miracles has been converted to things that sometimes miracle but it is part of the world that we are living today. Because miracle ni pé ká drink pé we want Nigeria to be like Dubai, but ṣé lórí àdúrà ló ṣe máa dàbí Dubai, or holding our representative accountable? We are not able to hold them accountable because the current structure of Nigeria is protecting them. And it will protect them because that system is just not working for us. Until we break that structure, we will then start holding each one of our representatives accountable for crime against humanity. How can we be in one country where our governors do certain things and we cannot say that intention governor could? So Nigeria as a whole is the impediment to the future that we want, to that future of our dreams, either from the miracle we are Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ mo bẹ̀ láàárọ̀ jẹ́ kí n rí tèmi ṣe nínú Nigeria. But how do you reach tiẹ̀ ṣe nínú Nigeria when you have woken up at 4 a.m. for a journey that should not have taken you less than 45 minutes? For the last 60 years, it is the impediment to the future of the Yoruba people. And the world is not going to end. End. So if you have been told that Tabaku and Lossy Heaven, Adan Lossy Hellfire, I don't believe in that jack shit, Jack Robinson. Because inti won son niye gege bi esin to gbe dani. Àwọn Indo believe in that. Oh, they sọ fún mi pé inti Hindu ń ṣe, it is not also a religion. Because tó bá bí wọ́n náà sí India, you are likely to be an Hindu. And you would also be saying the same thing pé o lè judge ẹ̀sìn tiẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀sìn àwọn tó kù. Ìdí tá ṣe ń sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn kọ́ ni tó wà ní ilẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ development tí àwọn olóṣèlú lò láti fi kàjọ wa for a very long time. So they've been very, very smart. Wọ́n ní ká bẹ Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ kí àwọn lè rí ṣe. Okay, báwo la ṣe ní láti bẹ Ọlọ́run? Because you have to either have the right qualification or the right knowledge to be able to handle certain, things to do. Let me give us one that is going on currently right now with this administration, and I am not making this up. There is a MOU towards sign pẹ̀lú company kan ní UK, ìyẹn Minister for Transportation. Rotimi Amechi ló wà níbẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. But this new one, I don't know the name, but I can check it out, but there's no time for that. They've signed this MOU with this company in UK. When people now went back to check, which you can also do, because I have a company in UK and I'm not making money because I'm being funded, but it is registered in UK and this is where I live. Hey, imagine now, pé kí wọ́n fún mi ní contract ní Nigeria with OLAYOMI KOIKI, even in the future to come, nígbà tá bá gba Yorùbá nation, even in the future to come, you will be in charge of the IT of the whole project from Lagos to Ibadan to the tune of billions of naira. Now, people went back to check this company. When we checked this company, we realized that, number one, a lot of things flag up from this company. They've never performed the task. Evidence to show the project of Egbani, Port Harcourt to Enugu train project. And we're talking about a very massive project that involved billions of naira or millions of dollars. Now, that company does not even have what it takes. It shows that the company new director were 3 Nigerians, but the previous director was an Englishman that was registered as the director. So it shows that certain set of people access this government. And there's nothing wrong. But if the government wants to do procurement, what of the bidding sita? Ìwọ tó ń wò mí tí ìwọ náà ní knowledge tó bá ní company tó jẹ́ train company or to set up organization in Nigeria, only right láti apply láti bid fún. But nítorí pé the system tá ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí is a fraudulent system. Àwọn fi kí bidding yẹn wà níta kí gbogbo wa lè apply fún àtàwátàwà labroad àtẹ̀yìntẹ̀ ní Nigeria. Wọ́n gbé sáàárín ara wọn. Wọ́n wá ti mọ̀ pé èèyàn kan nínú wọn làwọn máa gbé fún. Wọ́n wá lọ register ara wọn sí ara company yẹn ní UK just last year. That is currently going on with this present administration. That are part of the many fraud that is going on. And I can give you one to take home if you don't believe in that. The former Minister of Aviation, Moki Princess Omojola TV, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ìyá mi, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, ẹ má jowú ẹ̀yin tó kù, lára àwọn ìyá wa tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí mo dẹ̀ ń gbọ́hùn wọn, tí ohun yẹn dẹ̀ ń dún, ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè á jẹ́ kí ohun gbogbo á máa dún, àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀, torí intan ṣe ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ make sure pé ohun tó ń dún yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kó dún. Torí by coming out this morning, even if it's one person, laba encourage, it goes a long way. Moki Aluka as well, and Moki Ubaintokuno. Because of time constraint, I just say good morning for every one of us. Let's go further to the conversation. I know this is not the kind of program that you love to share. I can say it categorically, torí pé àgbowó fáwọn tí ìyà ń jẹ àbí àwọn tá fẹ́ kọ́lé fún. And I don't want to be very, very, very. Sometimes about sorrow, àyà mi ò já láti dárúkọ, but a kàn fẹ́ fi àpọ́nlé sí tó bá jẹ́ pé irú program Oríyọmí Hamzat bàbá wa lẹ́ ń gbọ́ nísìn, ẹ fẹ́ máa share torí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń gbé wá síbẹ̀, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó múyàn nígbà àyà, èèyàn kan bá bàbá bọ́mọ sùn, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò jẹ́ kó dọ́dọ̀ Oríyọmí Hamzat, ó jẹ́ kó wà within the local government ni. I am not condemning what he's saying or what they are doing on their platforms, but most of cases tó ń lọ sọ́dọ̀ Oríyọmí Hamzat, it is an internal local government problem. If we have a true picture of where Oyo State is working, Oyo State have 33 local government. Most of those cases, tí Baba Oríyọmí Hamzat in resolving it, should have been picked by the council, because nílùú iná wọ́n máa ń molest ọmọ kékèké. We have a lot of crazy people tó ń molest ọmọ kékèké. Tí ọmọ mi ò bá dé school within a particular time nílùú yìí, within the next 10-15 minutes, I will receive a call from the school. And the school will tell me that, kí ló dé tí ọmọ ẹ̀ ò ṣe wá sí school. Màá wá sọ fún teacher pé, ó rẹ ọmọ yẹn díẹ̀ ni, wá ní kí ló dé tí mo ṣe ti tètè pé. Màá ní àwa lọ́spítù, that is tàbá wà lọ́spítù, tàbá dẹ̀ sí lọ́spítù, màá ní kó má bínú. Tó bá jẹ́ tàwọn àgbàlagbà, a máa gba email pé, wọ́n tí rí ọmọ mi tó jẹ́ adult nínú school. Wọ́n máa send email sí wa, and I'm sure many parents in this country receive the same thing. That process yẹn is the process of the local government. Iṣẹ́ tí local government ń ṣe táwa ń pè ní the London Borough of Hackney, the London Borough of Haringey, the London Borough of Southwark, the London Borough of Hammersmith, and so on and so forth. Just like bí a ṣe ní Mafoluku local government, bí a ṣe ní gbogbo other local government. Iṣẹ́ local government nìyẹn. Kò wá ń ṣe pé bàbá wa Oríyọmí Hamzat kò ní máa ṣiṣẹ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe láti máa verify pé ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tí àwa náà máa ń jáde táwọn kan máa ń bi mí pé, especially I think during the an event, woman kan wá bá mi òyìnbó ni, oníṣẹ́ journalist ni mi mo ní yẹn, ó náà fẹ́ report council, ó ní because ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe fún òun àtàwọn ọmọ òun, but àwa tí wàá gbé gbogbo problem àti lè gbọ́ bá àwọn bàbá wa tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa. I'm going to mention another 2 individuals. These are the programs that ó ń fún wa ní àyùn ọkàn pé ẹ wò bí a ṣe ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa, ẹ jẹ́ fún wọn ní $20. And please, I encourage us to continue to do it. But èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, I am not going to do that, because bóun bàbá wa tí mo tún máa dárúkọ Àgbàlá Gabriel, which is also a fantastic program that they are doing. If we have 1 million Àgbàlá Gabriel doing the same thing, a lè ní àṣeyọrí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kò ń ṣe pé tá bá ní 1 million wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó wà ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, don't repeat the same thing. a lè ní àṣeyọrí nítorí pé process yẹn kọ́ ló máa survive wa. Those are just a process because ní current foundation nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láti fi support àwa ìran ọmọ aládé bá ṣe ń pera wa. À ń ṣe ìran ọmọ aládé, we are just deceiving ourselves. Irọ́ là ń pa fúnra wa. We live in denial. Àwa ni ìran ọmọ aládé, but ìran ọmọ aládé tá à ń sọ yìí, we are backward people because a ti wà pẹ̀lú àwọn tí kò jẹ́ ká wà pẹ̀lú tí òyìnbó kó wà pẹ̀lú. And that is why we want Yoruba nation. The same thing goes to Cocoon Foundation. Bóun kó set up multiple Cocoon Foundation sí gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ìyẹn ò lè survive. We need a proper government, full Yoruba government that cares for the Yoruba people, just like America ti gbé plane 80 ní around the world. Tó bá mọ ìlú tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀, America ti fi ọkọ̀ ránṣẹ́ bàálù láti lọ kó gbogbo ọmọ tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ America tó ní American passport, nítorí pé wàhálà ń bẹ nínú ìlú yẹn bí a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. America dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé táwọn ò bá lọ gbé àwọn ọmọ wọn, àwọn tó jẹ́ representative wọn, àwọn ọmọ yẹn ní gbogbo constituencies wọn ní America, mo mọ bó ṣe ń pè l'America, gbogbo areas táwọn náà ti wá, they are likely to lose the vote because voting system nílùú yìí makes a long way. But bóun yìí kẹ́ dìbò fún more Yoruba people in the next more election, you are not going to secure your vote because your vote is not representing you. Irọ́ tí Katrina Lang, the former British High Commissioner, irọ́ tó pa fún àwa Yorùbá nìyẹn pé ká lọ gba PVC wa, bọ̀ ká má dìbò fún Tinubu, ká dìbò fún Àtíkù, ká má dìbò fún Àtíkù, ká dìbò fún Tinubu, no, ká má dìbò fún Àtíkù àti Tinubu, ká dìbò fún Peter Obi, kódà ní dìbò fún Sowore because Sowore is not the kind of person, kódà ẹni irun tó ń gẹ̀ kò jẹ́ kó wà presentable as a president. And for 5 years, ọmọ aládé ni Sowore, but ìran Fúlàní fẹ́ make sure pé wọ́n pa Sowore kó pa ògo ẹ̀ látara pé ó ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀. Nínú ìlú tó ń pè Nàìjíríà, Sowore should have been killed by Buhari. The same Buhari yẹn náà la wá ń gbọ́ àwọn oríṣiríṣi àdánwò tó ṣe fún Nàìjíríà lénìí. Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó bá yẹ pé orí Sowore pa ni, just like bó ṣe fẹ́ pa bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho àti Nnamdi Kanu àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ àti Dèjì Adéyanjú and many other activists àtàwọn tá a mọ̀ àtàwọn tá a mọ̀. Tó bá tẹ̀ wá rí àwọn yẹn pa, ìran Fúlàní tí Buhari jẹ́ ìkan nínú wọn, ó wá lọ kó àwọn èèyàn wọlé, ó lọ kó àwọn jàǹdùkú wọlé láti wá fi ìkà lé wa lórí. Débi pé láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn àwa ní opportunity gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran ọmọ aládé tá à ń pera wa. In tó máa jẹ́ ká jẹ́ ìran ọmọ aládé ni pé ká fa bírèkì Nàìjíríà sókè, ká sọ pé ibi tá a bá ọkọ̀ yìí dé láàárọ̀ yìí ó tó gẹ́. Ìyẹn ò mí pé à ń bínú sáwọn tí wọ́n ń represent wa nísìn. Tó bá feel pé àwọn lè represent wa níjọ́ iwájú nínú Yorùbá country, why not? Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n, lè stop yẹn. So tẹ́ bá ń rò pé àwọn kan ní no, àwọn kan ló máa ṣe níṣe ti Nàìjíríà, wọ́n máa láti wá ṣe níṣe tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n wọ̀tẹ̀ ní another current system, and it can be done, but that is subject to every one of us if we are ready. Nínú Nàìjíríà ni ẹ máa wá peace. Nínú Nàìjíríà ni a ti ń wá ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Nínú Nàìjíríà la ti ń wá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí kò wà relevant tó jẹ́ pé sometimes àwa kọ̀ máa wọ pé government ló wà responsible fún. Let's look at accommodation or housing. Ìlú yìí náà ti ní problem pẹ̀lú housing. Reason is because à ń pọ̀ sí government to then meet up pẹ̀lú representative wọn láti make sure pé we have enough house for many people. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn kan nísìn wọ́n ń gbé nínú ibi tí kò wà conducive fáwọn parent àti ọmọ, because nílùú yìí tí àwọn ọmọ àtọmọ kéékèèké bá ń dàgbà, tó bá ní ọkùnrin àtọbìnrin nílé, wọ́n expect pé at some age wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ jọ máa sùn nínú yàrá kan náà mọ́. This was what Baba Jakande was building low-cost housing. Èmi náà fẹ́ rà kan nígbà kan ní 2016 if not 2015 tọ́nà ń kọ́ síbì kan, fraud náà ló padà end up. I was also defrauded from the system. We have ibi tí wọ́n lè kọ́lé sí, and then ibi tí a gbọ́dọ̀ reserve torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la, torí gbogbo ibi kan kọ́ lẹ máa kọ́lé sí. Ìdí tẹ́ ṣe ní problem ní Lagos State presently nìyẹn, because everybody thought that we can build all over places that omi dẹ̀ ní Lagos State. So what they've done is they keep funding, keep doing that, and also damaging the ecological system. Gbogbo bí tán pè ní Banana Island, Kinikan Island, some of those places kò jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ lé síbẹ̀. But because of the selfish system, selfish interest, they started building around all those places. We have places that can be opened up in the corridor to Ogun State, in the corridor to Oyo State, that will only take us 45 maximum 30 minutes láti wọlé, láti jáde with the train service system. But for 63 years, those projects would have been completed. The same Buhari ló stop rail project in 1980. Bá ṣe gbọ́, we are not developing in Southwest. If anybody tells you that and redevelopment based on intent, but based on intawanri, we are 60 years backwards in the zoo called Southwest. Because what is up in the zoo from there? Yes, you can see patching of road there. We can see opening up of, road and all that. But development is not about Kekone and build the road. Development is in the human being. How do you develop the people? Not everybody would be a billionaire. Not everybody will be a millionaire. But development should be within you. Tailor is part of the development. Eniton Taija is part of the development. Eniton Taija ò gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé torí òun Taija kí ó má ní access to basic things of life. Tí bá jáde, àwọn tó ń Taija wọ́n wà ládùúgbò mi. Tí bá béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé ṣé wọ́n ní access sí hospital, wọ́n máa ní yes. Tí bá ní ṣé àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ sí school, wọ́n á ní ṣé ìgbà tí mo wọnú shop ṣé mo rọ́ ọmọ bíbà tó ń tajà. Àwọn ọmọ wọn ti lọ sí school. But ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, all this is not happening. Is because the structure, the system, it is a failed one. But we have been told that Ọlọ́run máa wá ṣe. That statement is an abuse sí Ọlọ́run fúnra rẹ̀ for those that are saying that. If anybody says Ọlọ́run bọ̀ wá ṣe is an abuse, what they've not done is to build the human capacity of who we are. Kò ń ṣe dandan pé gbogbo èèyàn ló máa lọ sí university. We can have technical schools, which is there. Development of those technical schools will be converted to many things. All these can be done rapidly, but it's not going to be done within the current Nigeria that we are. So if you're one of those this morning again, that wakes up every day, that believe that we have a country called Nigeria, you will not be able to gain what your life expected to gain, because our life is only here for a very, very short, limited time. I am not talking from your spiritual side of things. Regardless of your faith, we are only here for a purpose and a mission. That mission has been stopped by the evil doers around the world. They do not want us to have the same mission. What are the mission? To live a better life, to live a life fullest where you will not be able láti ṣe lọ máa wo ara ilé kejì pé kí ni wọ́n rà níbẹ̀ yẹn. Why are we praying for evil things in Nigeria every day? Mo bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run, Ọlọ́run máa yẹ kí àwọn èèyàn ṣe bí sí mi. Why? It's because there's just too much that the world has forced on us. The basic things have been removed from us, and that means that any Tony, we are ready to make sure pé kóun náà má ní mọ́. Whether only true, whatever means, tamo, boshini, but we see it as an envy. And that envy is a big problem. The current dispensation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not make you happy. I'm sorry to say. Oh, lè ìdùnnú nínú government kò ń ṣe pé. I know what I'm saying. It is not Tinubu's fault. We will not blame him for all the faults because PDP ran Nigeria for 16 years. And you can just ask yourself that even after that 16 years, gbogbo tó rò pé ó ṣàṣeyọrí lórí ẹ̀ nígbà tó wà níbẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́. Because we are party lovers. We love that party that we believe in. Do you think that whether Ilé tó kọ́, is that house still as it is nígbà tó kọ́ ní 16 years ago, nígbà tí PDP wà níbẹ̀? The West, before I start winding down, knows that we are also going to challenge them gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran ọmọ aládé tá à ń pera wa, but ìran ọmọ aládé yẹn kò ní jáde nísìn and kò ní ever jáde until tá bá pull out officially out of Nigeria. We are saying to our representatives, we understand that the power to be that you have all subscribed to. Then you subscribe sí wa. I don't think some of you knows that I want not to subscribe from the power to be. And those power to be controls what they are doing. They're not going to tell you this. Every single one of you watching me this morning, either you have subscribed, but you have been able to come in here to watch me. It's because you want to listen to what I'm saying. It's the same way. You don't listen. Someone see one control one. And I can just give you two to work with. The IMF, International Monetary Fund. Many Yoruba people don't even know who they are. Because everyone physically, everyone, but one bed in Nigeria. One office in Nigeria. They are the major obstacle to Africa development today. IMF, International Monetary Fund. Probability pé Fẹlá ti kọ́ mọ́rin. But how many of you today knows that the reason why development don't expect is because of the IMF? That is on one. World Bank. World Bank is another crazy organization set up. It is not for me and you. And when you want control, our politicians were. Bola Tinubu needs about probably at least nothing less than $10 billion that is not going to get from anywhere. He needs $10 billion to stabilize the Nigerian economy. That is not going to be given to him by the Arab country. That is not going to be given to him by Russia, China, America, or any other one that are borrowing us money. China is another deceiver. China is ready to take our resources. Resources to belong, say me, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, to belong saying, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá, tó jẹ́ pé in tó wà ní orí ilẹ̀ yẹn ní abẹ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ́ nǹkan mùdùnmúdùn, whether it is gold, whether it is crude oil, whether it is our waterways, whether it is what belongs to us, has been taken away by China. because wọ́n fún Africa ní loan, wọ́n fi resources fi replicate in tó máa gbà padà. And China is a very, very smart one. Àwọn rí pé bí àwọn òyìnbó ṣe ṣe pẹ̀lú wa, àwọn ò nílò ọ̀nà yẹn, àwọn máa lo ọ̀nà míì tí ìran ẹ̀mí àti ìwọ máa wà lábẹ́ wọn for the next 100 years if we survive 100 years. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki, and this program will be coming to an end very shortly. None of our politicians control that. You might now also argue, okay, Koiki tó bá wá sọ yẹn, ṣé tá bá wá gba Yorùbá nation, ṣé àní ní àṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ń sọ yìí? The question is, ta ni American listen sí? Ta ni China listen sí? Even ta ni Russian listen sí? This is why they don't want us to pull out of Nigeria. America continue to print as much as they can without caring for whatever you say. The world is getting fed up with them. And that is why the BRICS are trying to break away. We can have an independent, autonomous, our inalienable right of Yoruba country. And we will probably not need Agbala Gabriel to build house for anybody. The Yoruba government will take care of that. We will probably not need Oriyomi Hamzat to deal with many crises. That will be a job from the local government to deal with. Kokun Foundation will still be there, but it will not need to be the one to feed our old women and put them there and say, oh yeah, it's okay. Ẹ sọ pé hallelujah, ẹ sọ pé Jésù Kristi, ẹ sọ pé alhamdulillah, just because ó máa fún wọn ní nǹkan tó máa jẹ, and those old women would do whatever we ask them to do. That is the current state of things in Nigeria today. There is Ramadan in this country, and I can tell you that people are raising money for different projects. Most of those projects is not for this country. They are sent to the third world country, as we are called, even up to Asia, to support the feeding of those, especially current problems from war or other reasons known around the world. Ojekawa náà wà ní a position láti lè máa lọ ṣe yẹn ni. Kò ń ṣe pé ká máa spoon feed àwọn èèyàn wa, which is what all these organizations are doing presently. They are doing a good thing, don't get me wrong, and I'm not here to castigate any single one of them. But I am saying that that is not a future that I want to see in Yoruba land. That is not what I want to see. I want a future that the Yoruba people can wake up and say, ṣé mo fẹ́ lọ kàwé sí ṣá? Ó yẹ kí n lè kàwé sí. Màá dẹ̀ lọ sórí government website Yoruba. Màá dẹ̀ rí àwọn opportunities. Màá dẹ̀ take it. Or mo kàn nídìí nǹkan kan, and the Yoruba government will be able to do it. What we are saying in Nigeria is paddy government. You need to know somebody to know somebody. That is not a country to operate with. I was able to get my children to school right from my laptop without knowing who is the counselor, without putting a phone call. And that also is what every other, how are you? Are you ready for school? You're not ready, why? What are you gonna eat? I gotta start going now because we have to start getting them. What do you want to eat? You're not hungry? All right. Anyway, that is how far I can go this morning. Thank you so much. Share the program. Our future is bright, but not inside Nigeria. Mokin lati Badagry. Mokin Bobo Yawa. Mokin brother as well. Mokin sister as well. I feel your pain. I wish I can do more. But what I can do is what I'm doing right now. I will come down to Nigeria when the time comes. I will come and join you. But we are not ready yet, and there's no point coming down for that purpose. But when we are ready, I will be on the ground 72 hours. You know the reason why I keep saying that? I am protecting the future of these children in this country. I love this country very well, but I am scared of my children to go through what I have gone through, even though they have every right to live in this country as British citizens. But their future is still not clear. You can go back and watch the video. That for me alone means that, okay, that for me alone did not give me sleepless night. It just shows that we have a long way to go. Thank you so much. Have a great day. If you send a message, I'll check it out, but bear with me. I have about 2,000 unread messages on my WhatsApp, and it might take some time before I get to you. I am OLAYOMI KOIKI. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ̀ nígbà lọ́wọ́ wa, but we have to do whatever we have to do. Ẹ má bẹ̀rù pé ó lè dógun. We are better off that way to stop the shenanigans. And if we say we want diplomacy, let's take it one at a time. But you will not be able to blame anybody for that. Diplomacy takes some time. Have a great week ahead. We are fully back again this week. I might be up again at any time. I don't give a time when I come live. Just make sure you stick to the notification bell. If you're not getting my notification, unsubscribe and come back again, or make sure you join all my platforms where you will at least pick that notification when I go live. Have a very great week. We love Yoruba people. We love who we are, but the West hates who we are. That is what they told Baba Olowo. We àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn ní dìde láti gbára wọn sílẹ̀. Baba Olowo dẹ̀ wá sọ pé tásìkò bá tó àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi á dìde. Àsìkò yẹn la wà yìí. Kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ olóyè nìkan, ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa ni. Thank you so much. Bye for now.